It's basically crazy. During lunchtime, loud, fun, having a good time, everybody's laughing, eating, forgetting about their troubles. It's like having a party at your home, but every day.
Give me a shrimp cakes, please.
You know, food is it's like my take on creolization of everything I get my hands on. You know, so we have traditional New Orleans po' boys, red beans, etouffees, and then my twist on, let's say, the turkey and wild mushroom etouffee with sweet potato polenta. If you don't like to serve people, you shouldn't be in the business. You know, and we truly enjoy the contact with people, feeding people. It's like our house. You know, we're not afraid to ask, hey, how was everything today? How you doing today? What's going on? How's your family? We're third-generation restaurateur. You know, so our family. You know, this is what we are here. You know, people are put on this earth meant to do something. This is what
We were meant to do that.
Now, Chris, you say that Heaven on 7 is out of this world. Tell us why you chose it.
Well, I think it's a lot of things. It's the atmosphere, it's the food, very authentic, both of those, and I think it's a great story of Jimmy and George Banos, who Greek immigrant children who wanted to get in the restaurant industry and kind of took a different twist to it.
Now, there are several Heaven on 7s. This is the original. It's in the Garland building on Wabash. I mean, how does this one differ from, say, like the 3 others that they have?
Well, it's a good question. I don't notice much of a difference, but I went with a good friend of mine who's born in Mississippi and grew up in South Texas and likes hot food. He notices the difference between the restaurants very subtly. But I think that it's really the atmosphere in this one that really sets it apart. It's a coffee shop that was somehow converted or transformed into something that really feels like a New Orleans restaurant.
Now, Paul, you appreciate good architecture. We sent you to the Garland building. What did you find, and how was it?
I loved it. I thought, you know, it's a place that I think can only exist in a city. You know, it's 7 floors up in the air.
Right.
But, you know, you walk in there and you could be down some little street in Louisiana somewhere. It's like you said, it's a great little atmosphere. There's kind of bar seating. There's whatever sit-up bar seating, and then there's regular seating, and you know, the whole wall of hot sauces. It's really pleasant.
I sort of had an interesting experience because we walked off the elevator to the 7th floor, and we walked in, and I saw the decor, and I thought, you know, this is going to be a sort of a Bennigan's a la Cajun based on the decor. But I was very surprised by the food. I wasn't thrilled about the atmosphere. Obviously, it's a busy lunch crowd that it caters to. But the food was very good. I had the crab cakes, and
You seem to be a crab fan.
Yes. I did have the crab because I wanted to see if it would, you know, live up to my crab expectations, I guess you could say.
How was it? Did you like it?
It was good. I liked it. I put some hot sauce on it. I think it was just the regular Cajun hot sauce, and I couldn't put enough on it. I mean, but they were very tasty. They weren't greasy. The gumbo was good. It wasn't as fantastic and out of this world as I thought it was going to be, because I thought, well, this is a Cajun restaurant. Gumbo must be their specialty. But it was good. It was very, very good. And then we had the jalapeno cheddar muffin, which was my favorite part of the whole meal.
They're a little spicy.
But the decor did take me by surprise. I wasn't expecting good food, and I found it.
Well, the restaurant opened up nearly about 25 years ago as a deli, and then they slowly turned into a Cajun restaurant. But they also have elements of Southwest cuisine, a little Mexican. I mean, he even does a little bit of Indian, Jimmy. I mean, so what are some of your favorites when you go there?
Well, beyond the Cajun chicken sandwich with Creole sauce and Munster cheese, which is sort of my standby almost. If you go there for breakfast, they have an andouille sausage omelet, which is delicious. My friend had actually, when we went recently, the burger with chili, and he's from Texas and really thought it was great. So they do a variety of different things there, and they really take the Cajun sort of experience a long way.
I wanted to have the angry chicken, but I had to go back to work, so I thought it'd probably not be a good idea. But we had Louisiana red bean soup to start with, which was amazing. And then we had the chocolate peanut butter pie for dessert, which...
They make all their pies at their store on Rush, so it's homemade.
Really good.
You liked it?
It was really good.
Melania, the day that you went, what was the crowd like?
It was a lunchtime crowd, and it was extremely loud when we went.
If you're going to have a New Orleans style restaurant, I mean, you'd sort of have that image in your head of being really bustling and loud, and there's a lot of things like rambunctiousness, going on.
And my favorite thing is, like Paul said, you go to a nondescript building downtown Chicago, you go up a nondescript elevator, you look in the hallway, you've got some jewelry store across the way, and you look to the right, and here's this bustling restaurant you really weren't expecting. So
It's a great place to take a date because you can stop and browse in the jewelry shop.
I took my month-old daughter, so that was my date. So.
Now, Chris, you know the Banos family very well. I was joking to Jimmy and George that this would make the ultimate reality show because they have every single family member working at the Wabash store.
I've met a nephew there. They have a lot of folks. I think the greatest thing is if they're there, they're going to welcome you. Just really in sort of a Greek family style, welcome you to their place, into their home almost.
I mean, they have the wife working there, the daughters, the nieces, the nephews. I mean, if you're Banos, you got to work there.
That's right. That's right. It's resume material. It's great for them.
Well, that was one of the fun things is that, my waitress was like one of those old diner waitresses, and she was full of attitude, and she was, just talking about the food and, how you doing, honey? It's great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were very friendly. Our server was very, very friendly. Once he got around to us, we waited for about 10 minutes before he got to our table because it was so busy.
So they have this great collection of hot sauces on the table. I can tell you about some of them, but some of them are rather descriptive and I don't know how to say it, but creative with their names, and
Sure.
I can't say them on air.
There was one particular word that seemed to be in a lot of hot
Yeah.
sauce.
Right with brass, I think.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Chris, Heaven on 7 was your selection. Give us a summary.
I think it's the food is outstanding. The decor is authentic New Orleans, and I think the Jimmy and George Banos story of taking this restaurant and making something great is a great one.
All right.
Great place for lunch, just a kind of a Chicago surprise, and great atmosphere.
Melania?
I'd skip the decor, but go back for the food any day.
Well, you can try the gumbo and po' boys at Heaven on 7, 111 North Wabash, 312-263-6443. Open for breakfast and lunch Monday through Saturday, and for dinner every third Friday of the month. Reservations are accepted for parties of 5 or more, and the average tab per person without drinks is $16.